Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you are watching this recorded lecture of ours. And for today class, I'm going to discuss, actually we are already in module 5, ano? And for today, I'm going to discuss about data types in Python. Okay? And so, yeah, let me just uh, download the PowerPoint presentation that we have here. Ayan. And yeah, download it a little bit. Na-download ko na pala. But yeah, let me just open this PowerPoint presentation. Okay. So this is a recorded session. Okay. And for this session, we will be studying about data types in Python. Okay, and most of the things that we are going to study here, actually, you can relate uh, simply because you have a background of your primary Java and C++ programming language. Okay, and this is a secondary language to you already. And for our objectives for this session, at the end of the module, the student is expected to list the different data types in Python. Define the following. We have list, tuple, string, set, and dictionary. But for this recording, I think we will only discuss up to list and tuple. Okay, medyo mahaba yung lecture natin na 'to, so that's why I wanted also to break it down to 2 parts. And kung titingnan natin class, we have 111 slides for this one. So without further ado, let me just start it already. And as what we have said, we have several data types that Python can support, much like with other programming language. We have numbers, list, tuple, string, set, and dictionary. Actually, the good thing with these data types that you are seeing right now, di ba, syempre, much like in C++ and then in Java, pag kailangan natin ng simple data structure such as list, we try to include them or import a particular library for us to work on it, 'di ba? Pero dito sa Python, it seems like that this simple data structure such as list, tuple, string set, and dictionary, they are all inherent to the platform. Without the need to import anything, we can operate on these different data structures already. And yun yung nakikita kong advantage, no, ng Python natin. Wala masyadong mga ini-import-import. Okay. So, the number data type in Python is much like with other programming language. Well, kitang-kita naman natin dito, Python supports integers, floating point numbers, and complex numbers. Okay? Integer and floating point numbers, yes, we are always using that. Yung complex number, honestly, hindi ko din siya masyado ginagamit. Ano? And when we are talking about complex numbers, they are written in the form x plus yj, where x is the real part and y is the imaginary part. Okay? And so, with this type of numbers, yung complex numbers, I believe they are mainly used for scientific formulas or scientific applications. Yeah, that's why Python is one of the leading programming languages when we are dealing with data science, 'di ba? So anyway, yeah, that maybe that's the reason why I'm not particularly using complex numbers. Kasi most of the things that I have done are more of business applications and hindi naman gano'n kailangan ng complex number representations. Okay? Now, when we are dealing with this number data type, we can use the type function, okay, for us to establish in runtime, during runtime, which class a variable or a value belongs to. And we could use isInstance, a predicate function, to check if it belongs to a particular class. Now, it is very important for us to note ano ba yung difference ng type tsaka isInstance kasi parang parehas lang eh. Ngayon, kung titingnan natin, pag meron kayong nakikitang command na merong is, okay, meron tayong prefix, which is a predicate function, no? Ah, parati sa mga commands natin, it always returns true or false pag may is. Okay? However, pag yung type ang ginamit nyo, it returns exactly anong data type nung ah, variable ninyo. So, dun pa lang sa dalawa, malaki na yung difference. Okay, yung type, binibigay niya kung ano yung data type mismo ng variable nyo. Pag may nakita kayong mga tanong sa function or function name with is, it returns a Boolean result which is true or false. Sinasabi niya, is it an instance? Parang ganon, di ba? And so, look at this example. We have a is equal to 5. Okay? And look, we executed type A. So, take a closer look. Ang binigay sa atin, class int. Okay? So, yung mismong type. If we tried 5.0, okay, look, what it gave us is an output of class float. Okay? Look at this particular example of a complex number. We have C is equal to 5 plus 3J. Okay? So, looking at this arithmetic operation, we added 3 to the complex number 5 plus 3J and look at the result. Okay? The result is 8 plus 3J, which is a complex number. Okay? Now, ito yung sinasabi ko kanina. We have, if you wanted a Boolean result to check, no? Like if C is an instance of a complex data type, then take a closer look, no? This would return a true value. Yan, no? And so, that's the purpose of the type command and the isInstance function of the command in Python. Siyempre, like the things that we have learned from the previous programming languages that we have this what you call literals. And literals, ang alam naman natin dito, these are source code representation of a particular data type. And so, ganun din dito, no? If, for example, we wanted to represent a binary number, we prefix our literal with 0b from to start with. Okay? Small b or capital B. If we wanted to represent in octal, no, we used 0, small o or capital O, and 0x for hexadecimal. Kaya kung titingnan natin dito, we are adding two hexadecimal numbers. Okay? And the result of which would be integer type, no? Yung decimal type. Lahat naman ng output nito decimal type, no? Much like we have here, no? We have the octal value which is 15, which is equivalent to 13. Okay? And the binary result of this one is 107. Okay? Now, it is important to note, since alam na natin how do we represent Gano'n din, eh, 'di ba? Parang sa ibang mga programming language. It is important to note also, the way we represent, uh, with other programming language, yung binary, octal, and hexadecimal, no? While integers can be of any length, a floating point number is accurate only up to 15 decimal places. Okay? So the 16th place is actually somehow inaccurate, and basically this is because of more of the hardware design, no? Kaya mapapansin natin class in C programming, 'di ba, yung switch natin, floating point is not allowed, no? As a case statement doon sa ano natin, sa mga switch natin, ano? Because when you use floating point number, there are instances wherein because of the hardware design, no, it's kind of inaccurate, no? Like, yeah, like what is being said here, the 16th place is somewhat inaccurate already. And so, we have this, which I will be showing you later, uh, which we have here, yung type conversion na tinatawag. No, when we convert one type of number into another, this is also known as coercion. Okay? So katulad nito, operations like addition, subtraction, coerced integer to float implicitly. No? Pag sinabing implicitly, automatically, such as this one, we have an integer data type plus a floating point data type. This will result to a floating point operation, no? Gano'n din naman sa division natin. Okay? If for example, one operand is a float, the resulting value would be of a float also. And this is also applied to subtraction and multiplication. Okay? So ito yung tinatawag na automatic conversion ng mga data types natin. Okay? So, moving forward, you can also use built-in functions to typecast somehow to convert between types. Like, for example, dito, ginamit na rin naman natin to before. We have int 2.3. As what you can see, this has been, the first output here was converted into 2. Ayan. We have int negative 2.8. So, in integer, dropping the decimal precision, negative 2 na lang siya. You have float 5, which is a int, and to be converted into a float, naging 5.0. And the string 3 plus 5j, it's a string. Ano? And this will result to a complex number, which is 3 plus 5j. Okay? So those are some of the simple things that you have to remember when you have this what you call type conversion. Okay, so the next thing here is what you call the Python decimal. No? Kasi katulad nga ng sabi natin kanina, there are times na fractions are inappropriate for us to use. Okay? So, looking at this scenario, no? 1.1 plus 2.2, okay? Ang alam natin should be equal to 3.3. Okay? Pero if you're going to take a look at that, the result is false. Yan yung medyo may problema tayo. Hindi lang naman sa Python yan. Kahit sa Java. Kaya nga sa Java class merong big decimal, 'di ba? Na class tayo. And then ganun din sa C, 'di ba? Yung floating point operation niya, ganon. Kasi mana-mana 'yan. Hindi siya because of the programming language. It's because of the underlying computer hardware architecture. Okay? So, looking at that, it turns out that floating point numbers are implemented in computer hardware as binary fractions, as the computer only understands binary 0 and 1 kung naalala nyo. Ano? doon sa ano natin, no? Yung introduction to computing concepts nung nagko-convert kayo ng fraction, 'di ba? Ng decimal, no, to binary. So, we cannot represent the fraction 1/3 as a decimal number. This will give us 0.33333, which is infinitely long. So, it turns out that the decimal fraction 0.1 will result in an infinitely long binary fraction of 00110011 and so on and so forth, no? And our computer only stores a finite number of it. Kaya that's why medyo alam niyo 'yun, ah, ah, tawag dito, inaccurate ang floating point number in a specific number of decimal places. So that's why when we are dealing with the financial applications, napakahalaga ng decimal, 'di ba? 25, napakamahalaga niya, no? We do not want to lose money, okay? Or yeah, sumobra din, 'di ba? We generally use decimal, no? The class decimal in the following cases when we are making financial applications that need to exact decimal representation and when we want to control the level of precision required, no? And when we want to implement the notion of significant decimal places. So medyo we're trying to contain the decimal places here. Wala naman siyang binigay na example dito, but maybe we could just try it out, 'di ba? So to use decimal, I believe we have to import the decimal, no? Module for this one. So something like if we wanted to print, no? Uh, yung kanina, like decimal 1.1. Tingnan nyo anong magiging resulta. Ano? So you have, as what you can see, no, medyo inaccurate siya kasi yung bandang huli contains an undefined values already, 'di ba? Yung 88817 and etc. Okay? So that's why when you add when you say 1.1 sa decimal, you represent it, no, as really 1.1. And you will see here the value of 1.1. Okay? Kasi makikita ninyo, if you do not limit yung decimal precisions na nasa loob ng decimal, okay, it will use the original hardware version nung floating point natin. And so if, for example, you will be adding two decimal numbers, parang kanina, which is 2.2, okay, look at the result, no? So you have this, no, 3.3 and then you have this extra number here, 'di ba? Kaya that's why when you say is it equal to 3.3, okay? It's still false. Okay? So in this case, if we are to use a fixed, no, representation of our floating point dito, okay, it would turn out that this would still be false because this will be converted into its underlying computer hardware counterpart, di ba? Yeah, that's why you might want to have this, no, to be converted as a decimal also, okay? Para mas sigurado tayo, no, na we are really comparing the the positions of decimal, no, na single digit lang. And so if we are to run the program, this will return true already. Okay? So mahalaga to, no? Na lalo na when you're talking about financial. Okay? And yeah, you can use that to compute also. and for computation. And syempre, I think there are other operations that are involved since decimal here is a class. So, marami. Ayan, no? Compare total, conjugate, copy negate. Yeah, no? So, marami. Marami naman siyang methods underneath. But of course, no? Hindi naman natin siya pag-uusapan lahat. And basta as long as you know that much like with other platforms, floating point is imprecise, no? If we are to compare it as it is because of the underlying hardware, no, that we do have. And so that's the story about the decimal, ano? But you could also use fractions in Python. Well, alam naman natin that a fraction has a numerator and denominator, 'di ba? And that's our basic terminology naman, no? Both of which are integers, and that is our terminology when we are talking about Python fractions. Okay? And so to use the Python fractions, makikita natin we have here import fractions, which is a module. Pero if for example, we would be much like the decimal explanation earlier. Look, if we will represent 1.5 on a fraction, this will give us somewhat an undefined value here, like 247697979505373 over 225,179. It's converted into a fraction. Okay? Yeah, that's why you wanted to, you know, because this has been converted into an imperfect binary floating point number, kaya ganun yung naging result niya. Okay, that's why much like the decimal, nilalagyan natin ng single quote. Okay? Like for example, kung fraction 1.1, okay, this one, ito, no? Yung sinasabi natin kanina, yung fraction, okay, and technically, this is the result, yung mahaba na to. Okay? And you really meant na 1.1 yung function, hindi yung underlying hardware result. So, ibibigay sa atin 11/10. O, 'di ba? Mas human readable. So, yeah, no, something like that. So, we have here, well, it works for 1.1, no? Kasi 1 eh, 'di ba? Endless representation. But look here, 1.5 is possible. So, that's why the representation of 1.5 in fraction is 3/2. Fraction of 5 is also 5. And we have fraction of 1/3. Ayan, is represented, no? Yung uh, numerator and denominator are separated by a comma. And that is how we represent fractions, no? But also, since syempre fractions are math, you can do some arithmetic operations on that. Like 1/3 plus 1/3. Ano? uh, would result to 2/3, 'di ba? And 1/5/6 would be 6/5. And you could also compare, like -3/10 is greater than 0, it's false. Or is -3/10 greater less than 0? Yes, it's true, no? So you could also do that, no? The important thing here is we try to import from fractions, no? But with the fraction part, no, yung fractions, no, dito import fractions na nakikita natin, much like the decimal, we are using the module itself, the word fractions. Pero dito, if we wanted to tawag dito, to create an alias for this particular class name as F. Ano? We use this kind of declaration wherein we're saying that from the fractions module, we import the fraction class and we represent it as f. So, mas madali na natin siyang gamitin, no? Pero yeah, it's basically on your coding style. So, if you want aliasing, you can also do that kind of technique. Ano? And syempre, we have also different modules, no, much like with other programming language. Okay, all you have to do is to import, no, yung math, no? And syempre, once you have imported math, uh, you would see here the different functions that you can use already. Ano? In terms of the math functions that you have. Ganun din naman sa Java and C++. Okay? So if there's a thing or if there's a thing that you need for mathematical computation, di syempre you can go with the math library itself. Okay? So yeah, let's try to move forward, no? So dito, an example here, ito iba naman 'to. It seems like uh, if you need a random number, you would simply import random and dito, no, like if you need any number from range 10 to 20, return a number between 10 to 20. You would say random that rand range 10 to 20. Okay, so like if you have a list called X, you could get a random element from X. Okay, so in this case, randomly it gave us D. Or if you wanted to shuffle a list, no, you can also do so using the shuffle command, no? So yung random ano natin, no, yung random module, no, provides different utilities for us to generate random results. Okay? So if you want to print a random element, no, we just simply use random that random, no? Yeah, so I think this example is more of giving us or showing us how do we generate a random value and different ways of generating it. Okay? And particularly class, no, this is useful. 'Di ba minsan kasi may mga things na kailangan nating like we're trying to create a game, or a simulation. Yeah, that's why we sometimes need randomness. Okay? For testing purposes, also ginagawa natin 'yan, 'di ba? But anyway, I think that will end the part of number data types that we have in Python. No, there's nothing really much to discuss about the numbers in Python. No, but let's now go to the simple data structure, which is basically the Python list. No? So ito yung parang linked list na ginagamit natin, no, when we are working with the C programming language and the Java programming language. Yun nga lang class, syempre, itong list na to, this is really more of inherent to the language itself. Wala tayong ini-import-import. Ano? And a list is a data structure in Python that is mutable. No? Ito parati nating naririnig about mutability. Ibig sabihin, when you say mutable, the elements that we have inside, we can change it. Ano? So, the assigned memory space for our particular set of data, okay, can dynamically grow. 'Di ba? So, yun yung ibig sabihin ng mutable. Pwede natin siyang mabago. Immutable, we cannot change the value anymore. It's either we create another instance so that we could represent it as another memory location with a different value. Ano? That's what we call immutability is. So, each element or value that is inside of a list is called an item. Okay? Just as strings are defined as characters between quotes, we represent list using brackets. Okay? So lists are great to use when you want to work with many related values and you wanted to, uh, arrange them and collect them under a single variable name. But the thing here is that the content of our linked list can also be heterogeneous, hindi lang homogeneous, no? Like for example, 'di ba, pag gumagawa ka ng integer array sa C++, lahat 'yon integer na. But ito kasi, this is dynamic. You could store different data types in your list. Okay, so how do we create a list? Well, you could create an empty list by specifying a double bracket with no content, pero sinasabi mo na ang variable mo is a list. Okay? You have a list of integers, no? My list, which is 1, 2, 3. Or, as what I've said, it could have a mixed data type. Or you could have a list on a list or a nested list. That's how you do it. So, kung titingnan natin, itong list na to class, ano? The first element here, which is index 0, is a string. Ito, this is index 1. Ito, this is index 2. Index 1 and 2, they are both a list. Yan. And nag-iisa lang yung data type natin na string dito. Okay, and how do we access elements from a list? Using an index, much like an array. So if you try to access 3 from here, it will give us an index error, no? So the index must be an integer. Parang array rule din how we access them, no? And look at this example. Let's say, for example, we have our list here that we have declared called happy. And syempre, alam natin na 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Diba? Our list here contains 5 characters. Okay? So, if we say my list 0, we are pertaining to the first index. So, that's why ang output niya is H. Ayan. No? Pag sinabi nating my list 2, so 0, 1, 2, the output here is P. So pag sinabi nating 4, we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So ang output is Y. No? And looking at this example, we have happy, a string. Siya yung index 0 natin. And we have index 1. Ano? Which is a list itself. Ngayon, pag tingnan nyo, pag sinabi nating end list, ano? 0, 1. Okay? We are referring to 0 here, which is happy. Okay? And we use index 1. Ngayon, kung titingnan natin, 0, ito si happy eh. 'Di ba? Index 0, ito. Means, siya dapat si happy. Tama naman. Okay? It's just that we cannot operate on the string like this. Parang pinapa-extract natin dito kasi letter A, 'di ba? From that string. Kaya mangyayari nito, okay, if you're going to look at it, okay? Something like A will be printed on the screen, no? Pwede pala, no? I'm sorry about that. This one, A, that's the output. Kasi 0 and 1 and this is 1 which is letter A from the string. Okay? And so, with that, 'Pag sinabi nating 1, 3, so this is 1, and then the third element 0, 1, 2, 3. So pinapa-print sa'tin yung 5. Kaya that's why ang output niya is 5. Okay? So that's nested indexing. Okay? But if you, for example, use a non-integer value as an index, o sasabihin niya, list indices must be integer or slices. Ayan. Okay? So that's what happened, no? In our particular example here, you could do some nested indexing. Of course, pag naglagay ka pa ng isa pang nested dito, okay, error na yan. Okay? But it is allowed if, for example, meron ka pang list dito sa loob, something like that, no? May isa ka pang list na nasa loob nitong element na yan. You could do some triple indexing already. Okay? So, pwede naman yon. So, it's up to your application how you will be able to do that. Meron din naman tayong negative indexing. Nagsisimula sa likod. Okay? So, for example, negative 1, ito, ganito siya. Ito yung negative 1. Okay? And then, pag sinabi mong negative 2, ito siya. Then, ito yung negative 3. Okay? Negative 4. And negative 5. Yan. Kaya pag sinabi mong my list negative 1, it will give you y. Yan. Pag sinabi mong my list negative 5, ayan no, it will give you h. So pabaliktad. Okay? So that's what we meant by negative values on our index. So ayun ha, through an index, pwedeng nested indexing, pwede ring nasa hulihan, negative values for indexing. Meron din tayong tinatawag na slice. So, this is something like a region, no? Region sa Java, I think, no? Or something like a substring, no? If we wanted to represent a slice on a string. So, this is represented by a colon. So, something like, when you say, uh, something like, from, no? Yung slicing natin. From, tapos colon, to. Parang ganun yung dating niya. Okay? From, colon, to. Okay? So, in our example here, no? This is our example. Tingnan natin. Let's try to zoom it in, no? When we are talking about slicing. So, my list, these are the contents. Haji, Pogi, for example. Ano? And from index 2 to index 5. No? So, kung titingnan natin, from here, class, okay? Ito yung 2, 0, 1, okay, 2. Okay? Yan. Oh, yan yung ano natin, yung tawag dito, yung una. So, which means letter D. Okay? So, yun yung una, from. Tas 5, 'di ba? 3, then 4, and then 5. Okay. So, from 2 to 5, ibig sabihin, hindi kasama yung pang 5. So, ang mangyayari, D, J, tsaka I lang. Okay? Kaya that's why makikita mo, DJI ang output. Okay? That is basically yung 2 to 5. Okay? So, yung minus 1, no? Yung ano natin, yung index dito sa 5. From, tapos to. Tingnan niyo yung ano, susunod na example natin. From, ibig sabihin beginning. O, tapos negative 5. Okay? So, tingnan natin. No? Burahin natin. Chop, 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 chop. Burahin. Okay. So, negative 5. So, ito yung sinasabi natin dito. Ano, let me draw again. So, we have, syempre, negative 1, di ba? As we have studied, we have -2, -3, okay, -4, okay, and -5. Oh, ayan. Okay. So, from beginning, no? Kasi walang laman yung from eh. So, blanco. To -5. Asan yung -5? O dito. Eh, 'di ba parang kanina hindi kasama yung 5. So, hanggang ano lang, J. So, ang output natin, HADJ. Oh, ayan. Ito naman, from 5. O, so, burahin natin, no? Para, ano, maintindihan nyo. Okay, so kung titingnan natin, 0, okay, sabi niya 5, 'di ba? Simula from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ayan. Okay, so from 5. So dito tayo magsisimula. Up to the end, eh kasi wala nang nakalagay. So basically the output is pogi. Ayan. And beginning to end, so we did not specify from any index from beginning tsaka yung end. So that's why you have Haji Pogi. Yan, no? So yun yung tatandaan nyo. Okay? So when we are referring to the two part, hindi kasama, no? Kailangan yung bago mag -5. So in our case here, if this is -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we are referring hanggang J lang. Ayan. Kaya that's why yun lang yung ano, yung na-print kanina. Okay? Hanggang J lang. Okay? So, looking at this example, ano, we have add which is 2, 4, 6, 8. Ito yung laman ng list natin. Okay? And we wanted to change the first item. Oh, this is index 0. So if you want to represent the value of 2 to 1, you would say add 0, which is equal to 1. You are replacing index 0 with a value of 1. Kaya makikita mo, okay, na when you printed that out, the output is 1, 4, 6, 8. Okay, na bago na. No? And ito, change second to the fourth item. Bakit second to the fourth item? Looking at that, no? Ito 0, 1, 2, 3. Ayan. Okay? Eh yung 4, 'di ba -1 naman talaga parati tayo. Kasi kung 3 yan, okay, hanggang 2 lang. 'Di ba? So that's why change second to the fourth item. So the second here is for ayan, no, 1. So 4, 6, 8. Mapapalitan ng 3, 5, 7. So that's why when you printed the list again, it's 1, 3, 5, 7. So isang salpakan nating binago, no? Isang buong set natin siyang binago. Ito pa isa-isa. Pwede rin naman gusto mo bali add 1 is equal to 3, add 2 is equal to 5, add 3 is equal to 7. Pwede rin naman ganun. No, pero dito ginawa niya isahan na lang. And these are some of the cool features that we do have. When we have list, we can alter by group, ano? And much like a linked list wherein you can add elements. So we have here the original list that we have is 135. Kung gusto natin mag-append sa hulihan, edi we just issue 7. Ano? But if you are adding several items, hindi append ang gagamitin nyo. Extend. So let's say you have several items, 9, 11, and 13. Instead na isa-isa mo silang append 9, append 11, append 13, you can just execute extend. And yeah, your list would add up. So dadami yung elements niya. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and then you'll have 13. Okay? And so you could concatenate also. Like for example, dito, odd is equal to 1, 3, and 5. So if you want to concatenate two lists, so you just use the plus symbol. Pero dito class, this is only for the printout. Hindi na add mismo yung mismong list natin. O pakita ko sa inyo. So we have add, kunyari, no? Add is equal to 1, 3, tsaka 9 or something like that, no? And ang ginawa natin, add plus, sabihin natin 7, 11, 13. Okay? And then, print natin yung, tingnan nyo ha, something like we add, no? So we have print, okay, 7 plus 13. Yan. So it seems like, ayan no, na-add, di ba? Naging isang list na lang sila. Pero, if you're going to print add, ang talagang value niya is 139. So if you really wanted to add them together, okay, you can also use add plus, o pwedeng alternative to 7 plus 11, 13. Something like that. Ito talaga, pag print natin, ma-add talaga yung 1, 3, 9, 7, 11, 13 talagang magiging value niya. Or you could use the extend, di ba? Yung extend kanina. Ay, sorry, C++ pala yan. So, you have extend. Yung command the extend, pwede rin naman gamitin ninyo. So, you could do that also. Pero kasi baka magkamali kayo dito na sa printout lang siya na-add. But internally sa memory, hindi siya talaga na-add doon sa list natin. Okay? Now, there are some good things here when you want to generate a list, like the multiplication symbol here. So, something like you wanted to generate a sample array here, like this one, and you wanted to have it in the list 3 times. So you would just say something like times 3 of that. And kung titingnan natin, the sample that we have here, ayan, dito sa natin, sa program natin, no? We have RE, 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 no? Something like that. Pero, if, let's say, for example, you wanted it 3 times, ayan, so RE, RE, RE. So, magkaiba yung no? Yung multiplication kanina, overload operator yon para sa string. Ito is an overloaded operator para naman sa list. So, that's why nagkaroon tayo ng RE, RE, RE. Na list of items natin. Okay, so you could simply generate that also, no, in a form of a list. So when you want to concatenate and repeat list, you could also insert an element inside the list. So for example, the thing here is that to insert, no, we specify the desired location. That's the first parameter on the insert. Okay, and tawag dito, and the number that you wanted to insert, no? So in our case, we wanted to insert 3 at the second position kasi 0, 1. Okay? So we have here odd that insert 1, 1, 3, okay, at the second position, and insert number 3. Kaya that's why when we printed out odd, the result is 139. Na-insert yung 3 sa second position. Okay? Ngayon, eto class, this is a slicing. We wanted to insert, okay, the number 5, 7. Okay? Doon sa, uh, well, this would, from 2 up to 2, okay, so we are referring to that particular area which is on the second position for our multiple insertion. Okay, kasi tingnan nyo ano mangyayari. Okay, so supposing odd, okay, which is equal to, ano example dito? 1 tsaka 9. Okay, and then something like, you wanted to insert, no? Odd, you wanted, so you have, subukan natin, no? 1, 9, 11, something like that, no? Parang sample lang. Okay? And, yan na yung list natin. And you wanted to insert somewhere at 2, ano? Yung tawag dito, yung 5 and 7. Okay? So, what we wanted to do here is to basically insert, no? Well, this is another notation kasi in terms of inserting, no? Kung titingnan natin dito, class, if we refer to at index 2, tapos sinabi nating 5, 7, 'di ba? So parang we wanted to replace 0, 1, 2, ano? 0, this is 0, this is 1 and 2. We wanted to replace that with 5, with a list 5, 7. Kaya kung titingnan mo, pag print natin yung add, okay, the result would be 1, 9, 5, 7. Yung 11 na replaced na ng 5, 7. Okay, this one. So what we wanted to do here is we wanted to insert the element 5 and 7, no? What we can do as an alternative to insert, kasi pag mangyayari nito, no? You could either, I think you could either say that you wanted to insert, no, at the second position yung 5 and 7 or something like that, no? You wanted to insert 5 and 7. So pag ganyan ang mangyayari, no, it's the same thing, no? So parang na-insert mo yung list na 5 tsaka 7. Yung mismong list na 5, 7 na-insert mo siya. So hindi siya hiwalay-hiwalay. Okay? So basically that that happened dun sa insert natin. Pero what we wanted to do here is a group insert. So ang ginawa dito based on the example is that using the slicing method, you wanted to insert the list, the elements 5 and 7, okay, on the second position. Okay? So if you're going to look at that, ayan, no, naging 1, 9, 5, 7, 11. So this is from and then this is 2. So in a way you're saying na on the third element eh. Okay, kasi 'di ba 0, 1, 2 tayo. Ayan. Okay? Ayan. So what happens kung wala naman itong nasa dulo? O 'di ba? Na-overwrite yung 11. 'Di ba? Kaya that's why gusto natin siya isingit on that particular position which is 2. Ayan. So 1, 9, 5, 7, 11 na ang nangyari. Okay? So that's basically what we wanted to do as a shortcut. Now, if we wanted a set of elements to be added on a list, no, aside from insert na paisa-isa, okay, we wanted to insert multiple elements on a list this way. So, kunwari, kung gusto natin on the etong 9, no, on the second position, no, 1, 1 ang ilalagay mo. Ayan, okay. So, kita nyo, 157,911 lalabas o 157,911 lalabas. Kung gusto mo naman sa unahan, okay, 00 ang ilalagay mo. Okay, so you would see 571911. Okay, so this is the notation that we wanted to do. No, if we wanted to insert multiple elements doon sa list natin. Okay? So yun class, no? That's particularly for the insert method. And how do we delete or remove elements? So if we have this kind of declaration, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, well, ganun lang kasimple, no? You wanted to delete letter C, then my list 2 would be the command. Kaya makikita mo, A, B, D, E, F, G na, wala ng letter C. Okay? Now, if you wanted to delete multiple items, so ibig sabihin nito class, no? From 1 to 5. Okay? So ano ba yung 1? Okay, ang 1 natin is 0, 1. So ito. So from letter B, ano ba yung 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hindi kasama yung 5. So ito, from B to letter E. Ayan. Tama, no? 1 to 5. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I'm sorry. No? Kasama F. Ayan. Okay, so from 0, 1 to 5, from 1 to 5, then what will be deleted pag print natin, okay, would be A and G na lang. Okay? Na-delete na from 1 to 5. And so, if we are to delete an entire list, we just delete my list. No? If we wanted to delete them all. And notice, pag print natin, we will be generating an error na. Because, we have deleted the entire list already. Okay? So, you could issue delete. Okay? Or, we can use the remove or the pop method. No? Pag remove method, we just specify what value we wanted to remove, much like this one. Yung pop naman removes an item at the given index. No? Pag walang index, the last item that is not provided. Pag if the index is not provided, parating last item. Okay? So, this helps us implement list as stacks already. So, tingnan natin. Like, tingnan nyo to, problem, yung loob ng list natin. Okay? Ayan, this is our list. If we will remove P, we will just say remove P. Siya na bahala maghanap dyan. Ano? And the output of this program, pag print out natin, would be problem. Ayan. So, in our case here, no? If, for example, my list pop1, 0, 1. This is 0 and this is 1. Ito na yung bagong values kasi natin. Mawawala na yung letter O. So, RBLEM na. Okay? And pag nag-pop tayo, mawawala yung letter M kasi yan yung huli. So, RBLE na lang ang output. We could clear the list. Okay? We could always clear the list, but it will not delete the list. It will just clear them. Kaya okay pa din. Okay, so the output would be my list, no? So we have an empty list. Kanina, pag delete yung in-execute natin, error na. Kasi dinelete natin eh. Ito, clear lang natin. Oh, what happens kaya, no? Hindi natin na ano. So dito 'di ba, we have add, no? And then we wanted add that remove. Okay? We wanted to remove the value of 1. So pag print natin yung add, okay, ang output natin dito 911 na lang ang lalabas, 'di ba? Kasi nawala na yung 1 eh. Pero what if for example, marami tayong 1, no? And we wanted to remove 1. Pero let us try to print muna. Okay, so we have print add and then we have remove 1 and then print add again. So makikita natin dito 1911111111. Ano? Kung sino lang yung unang na-encounter ng remove, 'di ba? Yun yung nawawala. Kaya kung titingnan natin if we wanted to remove, no? Yan, remove 1. O yung unang 1 lang din ang mawawala and so on and so forth. No, nababawasan lang ng ano, ng nababawasan. Ay, hindi ko pala na-print. Ayan. So i-print natin. So makikita natin class yung una lang ang nakita niya ha. Kung sino yung unang makita niya, yun lang yung ano, yung matatanggal natin through remove. Okay? So marami pang iba. So you have extend, remove, insert, pop, clear, count, the number of items, pass an argument, pwedeng sort, reverse, and copy. So tingnan natin, other example here, ano? You have a list 38168084. Okay. And pag sinabi mong may list that index 8, okay, you would see here that the output is 1. Okay, ibig sabihin, dito niya unang nakita si number 8 at index 1. Okay, that's why the output is 1. May list that count 8. Ilan ang 8 no dito sa loob ng list natin? So we have 2 letter 8. Okay, that's why the output is 2. You could also sort, no? When you sort them, it's like this, no? Na sorted na yung values natin and you could also do some reverse. Pero kung tatandaan nyo, these are mutable data structure. So pag sinabi nyong sort, talagang sorted yung loob ng list ninyo, hindi yung virtually lang. Talagang sorted siya. Okay? So mutable eh. So if you wanted to, if it's okay to you to rearrange your list, then yes, you can have them executed. Okay, so the good thing with Python is that you could create an elegant, you could create this in an elegant way, no? Uh, like in this example, no? We have POW2 is equal to 2 times x times x for x in range 10. Okay? So it would create you know, a number, a list of numbers which is raised always by 2. Kaya lalabas 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 512. So you could, you could create items on that particular list in an elegant way. Pwede rin yung using the random numbers that we have learned previously. You could generate random numbers, no, on the list previously, which is this is equivalent to having a for x in range 10, and then you're keeping on appending, no, an element into the list. Pero ang nangyari, no, isang one line of code na lang siya, no? That's the good thing, no? Well, other list operations in Python, no, you can test if an item exists, like is P in my list, it will return true, 'di ba? Is A in my list, no, it will return false. Is C not in my list? May iba yung not in, wala ba si C sa list natin? Yes, no? It's not in the list. So, yeah, you can execute the membership test using in tsaka not in. Okay? And the example here is very straightforward. How do we iterate? Well, we just use a for loop. So we just iterate through each item in the list. Like for fruit in a particular list, each item will be assigned on the variable fruit. Like I like apple, banana, and I like mango. This is how you traverse through each of the elements of the list. Okay? So yun class, no? Basically that's what we wanted to discuss about list. And yeah, it's one of the I mean, it's easy for us to understand list because we have undergone list already in most of the subjects that we have. Ang kailangan na lang dito syempre, medyo nag-a-adjust na lang tayo when it comes to the syntax itself. And so let's now go to the tuple, which is the last part of our discussion right now, yung first part natin. Now, about the tuple class, the only difference here is that, the data that we place inside the tuple is immutable. No? We cannot change anymore the elements that are inside. Okay? So, a tuple is a data structure that is an immutable or unchangeable ordered sequence of elements. Okay, because the tuples are immutable, their values cannot be modified. Kaya mapapansin nyo, walang sort, walang reverse. Kasi, di ba, mababago. Pero plus, pag ang element nyo inside on a tuple, kasi pwede rin siyang heterogeneous data eh. I mean, much like the list, meron kang string, meron kang number sa loob, and then may tuple ka din sa loob, pwede ka rin magkaroon ng list sa loob. And likewise, much like sa list, pwede kang magkaroon ng tuple din sa loob ng list mo. Pero kasi, yung tuple dito, pag ang element ng tuple mo is a list is mutable. Yun lang yung part na pwede mong mabago. Kasi, siya list. Well, makikita siguro natin mamaya sa example dito. Okay, so instead of a bracket, parenthesis siya. Okay, and much like the list, it can contain different data types like integer, float, list, and strings. And we have different types of tuples. Kasi kung titingnan natin dito, this is a list, no? Pwede tayong magkaroon ng tuple. Like for example, yung huling element natin dito is a tuple. O hindi siya no? Hindi siya tawag dito. Hindi siya list, no? Kasi parenthesis siya eh. So basically, pag print natin yung contents, no? Ayan. So meron tayong tuple na element sa loob. Okay? So we do have that, no? So under a list, we have a tuple and then ganun din naman. No, if for example, gusto nating gawing tuple yung natin, yung list natin na add, papalitan lang natin to ng parenthesis. Okay, and this is a tuple already. Okay, magkaibang data structure yan ha. Pero they are of the same properties na parang list din pero immutable. Mapapansin nyo naman agad parenthesis kasi pag tuple siya. But anyway, yun nga, no? So you have a tuple of integers, you have mixed data types, no? Merong number, string, and floating point. Meron din naman string, merong list sa loob, tsaka meron ding tuple sa loob, no? So, yan yung heterogeneous type. Pero, parenthesis siya, hindi bracket. So, kung ano na yung pagkakaentrada natin dyan, yan na yun. Hindi mo na mababago na string talaga yung first element mo. At hindi mo rin mababago yung value ng mouse dyan. Okay? So, a tuple can also be created without using parentheses. Like for example, ito. No, we just specify my tuple is equal to 3, 4.6, dog, and automatic, it's a tuple already. Or you can unpack. Itong maganda, no? Automatic. Like, di ba may 3 and 4.6 and dog ka na tuple. You can assign 3 to A, you can assign 4.6 to B, and you can assign dog to C. And that is called tuple unpacking. No? So, yan. No? Uh, but no, I'm sorry, no? This is known as tuple packing, no? Yan ang ano, ah, tawag dito, ang terminology natin diyan. Oh, so automatic nakahiwalay na siya agad into different variables. And how do we refer to the tuple elements? 'Di ba sabi nga natin, it's also a string. Okay? So we can use the index operator. Ayan, no? So, and the index must be an integer. So we cannot use float or other types. So hindi tayo magkakamali kasi parehas lang sila ng list natin. Like for example, ito. We have a tuple which has the following values. So pag sinabi nating tuple 0, we are referring to the first element. Okay, and then the tuple 5, no? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we are referring to the last element, the sixth element. Okay? Pag sinabi nating tuple 6, out of range, wala na. And also 2.0, hindi pwede. Okay? Because it's a floating point number. So, tingnan natin to. Okay? Look, if we, in our case here, depending on the data type class, tingnan nyo ha, n tuple 03. Okay? We wanted to access string mouse. Okay? We wanted to access the string mouse kasi 0 eh. Kung titingnan natin, siya yung 0. Okay? Ito yung 1, ito yung 2, ito yung laman ng tuple. Okay? Ngayon, since string siya, the data type string is mutable. Ang sinasabi lang naman natin dito ay lalagyanan. So, by saying 0 and you wanted to somehow ano access S in this example, you can do so using nested indexing. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Kaya na-access niya yung S. Yung 1, 1, this is 0, this is 1. And 1 here, this is 0, 1, tsaka 2. Kaya 1, 1, 1, tsaka 1. So, ang output niya is 4. That's how you use also the nested index. Ganon din naman dito. Pag sinabi mong 2, 0, you are referring to 2 here, this element, and 0, yung 1. So, the output would be number 1 also. And that's how you do it. You can also use negative indexing much like the list. Okay, negative indexing. Kaya pag sinabi mong negative 1, okay, ito negative 1, okay, negative 2, negative 3, ayan, 4, 5, 6. Okay, ito hanggang sa dulo, negative 6. Kaya pag sinabi mong negative 1, you are referring to the last element t. Kaya that's why the output is t. No? And negative 6, yun nandun sa unahan kasi that's negative 6. Okay? So, any value other than negative 1, no? And negative 6 to negative 6, pag negative 7 pa, index out of bounds na yan or index error. Okay? So, you could also do slicing. Okay? Much like the list. So, kung yung pwede sa list, ganun din. From 1 to 4. Okay? So, we have 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so hindi kasama yung I, hanggang J lang. Okay. So second to fourth, 1 to 4, so ADJ ang output natin. No? Negative 7. From the beginning up to negative 7. So negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, ang output natin, HA lang. Ito naman, 7 hanggang hulihan na. So, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Kaya GI ang output. Ayan. So, ganun din. Kapag from and to, hindi nakaspecify from start to finish ang output natin, ha? Ayan. So, that's basically the same as the list operation that we have. Now, unlike list, tuples are immutable. Ano? So this means that elements of a tuple cannot be changed once they have been assigned. No? But if the element that we are referring to is mutable, like the nested items, it can be changed. Yun yung gusto ko sabihin kanina. Like in this one, 423. Itong 423, hindi mo na mababago yan. Ano? And tawag dito, yung 65, yan ang pwede mong mabago. Kasi ano yan eh, mutable yan. Kasi list. Kaya makikita nyo, etong tatlo immutable na to. Etong fourth element natin, list is a mutable data type. Kaya pwede nating mabago. Kaya tingnan nyo, yung number 6, okay, 3, which is 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, no? The first element, gusto kong gawing 9. Kaya mababago na siya, 395, no? So, tuples can be reassigned. So, we have here my tuple, HADJI No, ibig sabihin ng reassigned, ito yung dating laman ng tuple mo. Kasi immutable yan eh. So, ibang separate memory allocation yan. Once na pinalitan mo na siya, once na, pinalitan mo na siya, okay, ayan, ma-overwrite na. So, ito, matatanggal na sa memory natin. Okay, ito na yung magiging bagong value niya. And that's why, no, that's one way of changing the value of a tuple. You might want to reassign it again to a new tuple. Okay? Unlike sa list, yung mismong memory allocation space, kinagalaw natin. Ito hindi. You have to create your own. No? So something like, if yung may tuple mo, okay, is, ito yung una, yung 423, ganun siya. Okay? And ang nangyari, ito yung 42365. 42365. And then gumawa ka ulit ng bagong box, no, para sa Haji Pogi na na content. So yung my tuple mo hindi na to. So ito na siya. So yung garbage collector ng ng Python, tatanggalin na yan. Okay? Ang difference nung nasa list natin, kunyari, kung ito yung list natin at meron tayong value, no? Ginagalaw natin yung mismong memory space, ini-expand at pinapaliit natin yung mismong memory space ng list natin. Ini-expand natin, nag-i-shrink tayo, no? Using the same memory location space, kaya mutable, 'di ba? So 'yon, basically that's how we can view things that are happening in the tuple. Now, we can use the plus operator to combine two tuples, and this is called concatenation. Much like the list, we can also repeat the elements. Like ito, 1, 2, 3 plus 4, 5, 6, naka-parenthesis. Pero sa output lang to ha. You need to assign it to a tuple variable. Okay? So, much like repeat times 3, you can also do this one. But this is in the output only. If you really wanted it to be concatenated and saved on a specific variable, then you have to assign it, okay, on a variable. Otherwise, after these statements, wala na yung print out natin. And how do we delete a tuple? Okay, hindi kasi tayo nagdi-delete ng paisa-isa because they are immutable. So, we have to delete the entire tuple. Okay? So that, hindi pwedeng patingi-tingi. Kasi immutable siya eh. Okay? There are other tuple methods, much like the list. You can also execute the count to count the number of elements that are existing inside the tuple. And also yung index natin, okay, where it was located. You could also have a membership test, much like the list, yung in, tsaka not in. You can also do that. Okay? And how to iterate, you can also use the technique much like in the list, the for loop. a specific variable for each of the elements, and every time na maglo-loop, yun yung value ng name natin. Okay, and what are the advantages of tuple over list, no? So we generally use tuples for heterogeneous data types. Actually, list din naman pwede. But since tuples are immutable, no, they are faster in terms of retrieval, no? And there's a slight performance boost kasi they are fixed eh. So tuples that contain immutable elements can be used keys for the dictionary because they are not changing. If you have data that doesn't change, implementing it as tuple will guarantee that it remains right protected. Lalo na no when you are working with threads, 'di ba? So it's basically right protected already. Okay? So I guess that would end the first part of our lecture. And yes, class, no? We will continue next meeting. Okay?